Well, just in case you thought I'd drop dead, here I am again. This is, it's a bit of a sad tale really. This Alba record player has come from one of the old world electrical repair shops, not far away from me, that has gone out of business. The chap that owned it, unfortunately, can't do it anymore for health reasons, and his business partner is getting on, and his wife wants him at home a bit more, so I'm afraid everything has been cleared out. It's amazing what we've found. Fellow YouTuber and myself and the business partner, among others, have found all kinds of things. That Grundig there is a reel-to-reel 2-track machine with valves inside. A whole huge box containing service manuals, mostly for Philips equipment because the place was a Philips dealer years ago, and even some new old stock Philips spares, even speakers, that sort of thing. But yes, so it's been a bit of a sad few months. Apparently the place has been sold up and made into a Chinese takeaway, would you believe? Oh dear. And yes, if you buy a Philips now, the chances are it will be a Chinese takeaway. But this Alba was absolutely filthy when I found it. Absolutely minging. Disgusting. It was originally a sort of grey and blue, but there was nothing else for it. After trying to clean the cabinet many times with various different things, the plastic simply wouldn't come up. It's very high quality plastic, mind you, and it simply wouldn't come up at all. And so it was, I decided to strip the thing down completely and refurbish it. And I'm glad I did, because the amplifier is quite simple. It's a microchip amp, but all the caps were reading out, so they've had to be changed. The little pilot light on the front here has also had to be changed. I've put a orange LED and suitable resistor in series with it on there, and you may notice that it's very similar in appearance to the 642 model. This is the 632. Now a 632 is, as you can see, only a mono one. The 642 had a speaker which lived inside the set when not in use. Very often you'll find them on eBay without that speaker. The giveaway is, of course, that it's got 4 sliders and a balance control being the 4th missing slider. The same casing was used for both models, probably for reasons of economy. The speaker is a 5x8 15 ohm unit. It does sound pretty darn good for what it is. So yes, without further ado, we'll see what it sounds like. The circuit board behind there, with the amplifier chip on it, is the same circuit board that they use for the 642 stereo version. Even the holes have been punched out in it to accept the components, but the traces aren't there, so you can't convert the one into the other easily, shall I say. This is actually fitted with a mono cartridge. The stereo, of course, having the stereo version. And there we are. This is what I've had to do, respray the whole thing suitably 70s orange. And there you are, the motorboard fully overhauled, of course. Everything now works as it ought. And there you go, Victor Sylvester chugging off nicely into the sunset. Among other things we found was a stereo Philips record player, and that too was in a disgusting state. There was a wonderful shed there which was full of old wrecks. I suspect this may have come from that shed. I honestly can't remember, but the record player too has had to be refinished, and I've done it in red and black. And I have to say the result is rather pleasing. You can see here where the fly speaker used to live on the 642. It rested on here, on these things, and then on the lid you can just about make out the other fittings, and then down here as well. So they definitely use the same casing. This one has an extension speaker socket which doesn't work anymore, and try as I might, I can't seem to get another one. It's a pop-in fitting, but given that it does sound pretty good and it's all built into one, I've just left it that way. Removing the Alba badges and this part with the printing on it was quite involved along with this bit, but spraying it with something suitable managed to break up the old glue, and it came off complete, as you could see. So there we are. That's one ancient, well, probably around the early 70s. So by then it was quite an old format, a self-contained record player like this. Alba 632. And if I can dig out my 642 one day, I'll have to make a fly speaker for that, because yes, you've guessed it, the speaker was missing. Anyway, I hope you're all okay out there. I'm not too good myself. I'm afraid I've been diagnosed as having the big C, and it isn't the sort they can cure, actually, but it is the sort that hopefully we will, between us, be able to slow down to such a point that I could have a few years yet, let me put it that way. So don't worry too much. I know, that's what they told Captain Smith on the Titanic, isn't it? There's one of the great and the good to use the F word, as in where the effing hell is all this water coming from. Anyway, on that daft note, I shall away and see you again very soon with another thing or two or three from the old repair shop.